If you watch my videos, you know I'm a gun guy. I buy new guns from time to time, and periodically I might sell one or two of them. Now, the reasons why I might sell a gun range from I feel I don't need it anymore to I feel I can't trust it anymore. Today I'm going to talk about 5 guns that I've gotten rid of and why. The first gun I want to talk about is a gun that I owned before I ever started making YouTube videos. That's the reason why I don't have any footage of it to show you guys. The gun I'm talking about is the Bersa Thunder 380. Like many of you, I was very attracted to this gun because it looks a lot like the Walther PPK. It shoots really well too. It's very comfortable in hand. The recoil on it is very nice. There are a lot of reasons why you might want to own a Bersa Thunder, but I'm going to tell you why I decided to get rid of it after having owned it. At the time that I bought my Bersa Thunder, there was kind of a craze going on for 380 guns. There was the Kel-Tec P3AT, there was a Ruger LCP, and a handful of other ones coming out around that same time. So people were buying up the ammo and buying up the guns, and it became really difficult to find ammo to put through my Bersa Thunder, which became very, very frustrating. But that's not the main reason I sold the gun. See, I have a low tolerance for failure, whether it be a knife, a gun, or any other piece of gear. If it fails in a way that I consider pretty catastrophic, I do not want that thing around me at all anymore. My Bersa Thunder broke a magazine disconnect spring while I was out shooting one day, which shut the gun down completely. So given that circumstance, I decided that this gun is just too complex, and I have not looked back. I have not picked up a Bersa Thunder ever since. The next gun I want to talk about that I got rid of is the Glock 27. Now this is an excellent gun. Glock makes really good firearms. I like Glocks a lot. The Glock 27 is one of their subcompact line. It's analogous to the Glock 26, just exactly the same in size, just that it shoots 40 cal instead of 9mm. It's got great capacity, good size, it's a nice hiking gun, it's a good concealed carry gun. So why did I get rid of it? In shooting that subcompact Glock 27 and comparing that to how I shot some of the compact Glocks, I realized pretty quickly that I was much more accurate with the compact size of Glock than I was with that subcompact size. Beyond that, I decided I enjoyed shooting the compact Glocks much more than shooting the subcompact Glocks. The Glock 26 is a lot of fun to shoot, but not as fun as the Glock 19. The Glock 27 is fun to shoot, but not nearly as fun as the Glock 23. I also decided that if I was going to make that 40 cal Glock a gun that I was going to carry for concealed carry or for hiking and all kinds of mountain and outdoor use, I might as well have a slightly larger gun that's got better capacity and better accuracy, at least in my hands. And that's why I got rid of my Glock 27 and moved up to something else. The next gun I want to talk about is the famous and beloved Glock 19. Now, a ton of people have this gun and love it, and well, they should. It's really basic, but also just really reliable. It's excellent for concealed carry, for home defense, for training, and for lots of other things. Because of how versatile it is, tons of people own it, and it's extremely common. So why would I sell such a popular and beloved gun, one that I even love? Well, it comes down to this. I wanted to consolidate 2 of the guns that I had. Those 2 guns were the Glock 19 and the Glock 27. I traded in both of those guns and got myself a Glock 23, plus a Lone Wolf conversion barrel and some extra 9mm magazines, and had some cash left over. And with that package, I can now shoot 9mm for training and shoot 40 cal whenever I feel like I need to. Now, if you don't think you ever want to shoot 40 cal, then yeah, there's no reason to get a Glock 23 over a Glock 19. But if you want to have the ability to interchange a barrel and be able to shoot a couple different calibers, because maybe there's no 9mm on the shelves and all you can find is 40 cal, or maybe you're in a situation where you really need that extra power of the 40 cal. Having that available to you, I think, is a very valuable thing, and that's the reason I recommend it to you as well. So far, I've talked about a couple very popular guns that I ended up getting rid of that are no longer in my collection. I'm going to talk about one more that's extremely popular that might shock you. I'm talking about the Ruger 1022. The Ruger 1022 is a staple. It's an American staple in my opinion. It's one of the best, if not the best, semi-auto 22 rifles out there. I just love it. I love shooting it. I love how simple it is. I love how well it works. It's a great gun. So why would I get rid of it? At that time, I decided that if I was going to have a semi-auto 22, it should be something that I could train on in a tactical way. And that's why I traded my Ruger 1022 for a Smith & Wesson M&P 1522, which I do think is superior to the 1022 in some ways. The fact that you can train on the AR platform with that M&P 1522 and have your controls in all the same places and so on and so forth. And if that's your goal, if you want your 1022 or your semi-auto 22 to be something you can train with in a tactical way, the 1022 doesn't cover it. Something like the M&P 1522 definitely does. Later on, I realized that if you're going to train for the AR platform, the best way to do it is to train with an AR. So I decided that the 1522 was not something that I had to have in my collection, and I actually ended up letting that go too. The last gun I want to talk about is one of the funnest guns I ever owned. I'm talking about the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. This gun was really sweet. It folds in half and can store in really small places. That's so cool, just an awesome feature. You can shoot 9mm or 40 cal through it depending on which version you get, and also depending on which version you get, you can put Glock magazines in it. So if you like having your Glock 9mm or 40 cal on your side, you can have this little carbine as your rifle and shoot the exact same magazines and the exact same caliber. It's really, really cool. But I did sell that gun, and I'll tell you why. I could not figure out a practical role to put that gun into. It could potentially be like a car gun or a truck gun or something like that, but given that it's 9mm, I would really like to have something a little higher powered since I've got the space to put it in my car or my truck. The Sub 2000 was a pistol caliber carbine, which means it's not nearly as concealable as a pistol and not nearly as effective as an actual rifle. I saw that gun as just a fun gun, and it was a ton of fun, but again, I saw no real practical use for it, and for that main reason I decided I didn't need to have it around anymore. One other reason I got rid of the Sub 2000 is at that time, demand was very high and so were prices. So that rifle fetched a really nice price, which meant I got to stock up on a lot more ammo, which was a much better situation for me. As I said at the outset, I'm a gun guy. I'm always looking at new guns. I'm always thinking about new guns. I'm always looking for ways to streamline my gun collection and systems. So that means the guns that I told you about today that I got rid of, well, they may not be the last ones to leave. Down in the comments section, why don't you tell me about some guns you've decided to get rid of over the years? I'm the Late Boy Scout. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next one. Buy my Velcro-backed patches using the links below, and go to Blade HQ for the exclusive Knife Love t-shirt.
Then the safety/decopter is up on the slide, which is kind of a strange place